Well, it's afternoon here in Rachel, Nevada, and I think we're going to head out and go toward the old Silver Bow mining town. It's a ghost town on the border of Area 51. Before we get there, we're going to check out some mock missile installations that the military's put out all across the valley. We were talking this morning to some of the locals, and they were telling us and showing us some pictures of these missiles that look like big Tomahawk cruise missiles or something like that sitting out in the desert. And I think what's happening is they're doing drills where they're flying over and having to go find these missiles around. And we've been hearing some sonic booms this morning, so hopefully we'll get some more of that and get some more of the action of them coming in and out from that. So we found one of the mock-up rocket installations out here. It's pretty awesome. Looks just like someone's gonna be out here trying to launch rockets at something. I think it's what these planes are targeting that are flying around and booming today. See it?
What?
It did it again.
I heard the boom, but I only heard one.
It'll do it again.
So we're getting jets flying over, and we just had a big sonic boom. And unfortunately, I wasn't filming. Whoa, myself.
Did you have it recording?
Yeah.
Right on. We've been trying to catch. Maybe he'll do it again. Let's just be quiet.
Sonic boom coming up, possibly.
We shut the camera off, and right away we had a sonic boom. So we turned the camera back on to try to catch it and had the other one right away. They're dancing today up there. So right now we're in the valley right here next to Rachel, and the fighter jets are flying around all around us. The way that things are right now, they've got little mock missiles around the area, and from what I understand, they're taking a jet flying through here, targeting these things, and then after they successfully imitate an attack on that missile there, I think they're throwing on their afterburners and getting the heck out. In the town of Silver Bow, which we're almost to the turn to head out to it, it's a ghost town that has houses and the ruins of houses on both sides of the boundary line of the base. So a lot of the old ruins for this mining encampment and mining district are all inside of the base, so you can't access them. So you have to be really careful, from what I understand, to make sure that you're inside the safe area to be and not actually crossing into the boundary. We've stopped here at the sign. We're getting ready to make the turn towards Silver Bow and Golden Arrow. And it's a unique sign. You don't see that very often. Golden Arrow 12, Silver Bow 21.
Warning sign.
And those are cammo dude trucks, huh? We just came across a big area here with a border crossing and a bunch of, looks like just standard military barracks. There's a whole lot of Cammo Dudes trucks parked in a parking lot here, and it's just a standard base with the same, or standard crossing with the same crossing arm and everything. And yeah, it looks like your typical Air Force base out here on the road that Silver Bow's on. So thought that was pretty cool. We went back about 10 miles and found a turn that headed off to the east, and we're getting ready to come into the ghost town area, I do think, because the mountains are coming up and there's a little bit of mine workings and things like that on the hills. So hopefully it's right up here, we'll see. Well, we've come past some little cabins. We're starting to come into ruins and remnants of civilization that used to be here. I would imagine from looking at the map and everything, the fence, the Area 51 border fence has to just be right over this hill. I just don't see how it couldn't be. Nice. Let's drive right up to it. What do you think? Yeah. Well, we made it. We're here. And what we had heard was right. There is a barrier right through the center of these old ruins and this old mining camp site. They have the typical signs about the Air Force installation being here, and it looks like the same signs you have everywhere else, but they don't have the abundance of warning signs and the ones that say that they're going to shoot you and all that if you cross over. They have reflectors hanging off the fence, but they don't have the typical orange or white posts that are out scattered across the desert that we're used to seeing. So you'd have to be a little careful. I don't know what's up over the hills and how well it's marked. So if you went climbing around, you might need to take extra caution not to cross over into the base. Now this is a pretty typical silver mining town for Nevada during the boom. You've got houses and buildings to live in that are built out of whatever they had on site, and it helps to understand what they went through to see that, you know, that really what you're dealing with when you're out here. They had that much. They didn't have running water. They brought their water into most of these places because they didn't. In most places, you build a place to live because of the water and the things that are there. Here, they built a place to live because of the gold, and the gold was not usually where the water was. So that's why you don't have town sites usually that build up at these places, but the places stay forever because no one comes and lives in them after they're not gold mining or silver mining.